I'm Astra.
And I'm Veroy, and we are the mummy and daddy of Scarlett and micro preemie Nini.
Right now, she can crawl on her own and she can sit unassisted, and she can also feed and take in food orally. She can make sounds like if she wants to. So sometimes when she don't want something, she want make that kind of sounds.
Nini has came a long way already because when she was first born, she was only 750 grams.
I was actually 20 weeks into my pregnancy. When I was diagnosed with placental previa, I just felt worried, and there's a lot of pain due to the ongoing contractions. So I need a lot of bed rest. So I've been resting a lot, and that was when he diagnosed me with infection. During that period of time, I was crying a lot because I was very fearful of what might happen. Yeah, because there was some sort of spotting. So I speak to God a lot, asking Him to keep my baby safe in my womb, all the way until the right time. At week 25, I had very, very bad contraction. I was admitted into A&E, and my water bag broke that night. That's the reason why she's so small. The labor process took me 7 hours before the doctors decide to send me for emergency C-section.
When I first saw Nini, we didn't know what to expect, or I myself didn't know what to expect. It was a lot of uncertainty and fear. We asked the doctor, so how long do you think that she will be in the ICU? He said that it's very hard to say, but he feels that it should be at least about 3 months. She was very, very, very tiny.
So if I were to put my hand, I can cover 3/4 of her body. From face to her body, 3/4.
In the midst of all the fear, you actually see that this baby emits a kind of hope and possibility. Even though it's so frail and small, but yet she's moving. So that gave me a little bit of courage to say, hey, we can push forward. Every
day when we go to the hospital, they just tell us that she might not survive. Yeah, she will go anytime.
They also always added that point that even if she did, our road ahead is going to be very, very difficult.
I felt a lot of grief. It was quite devastating because to not being able to carry your baby out of the hospital when you go back home, and to not be able to experience the first skin-to-skin contact, and lying down there in the ward when every other moms are carrying their baby and bonding with their baby, there's nothing I can do because I'm all alone in the ward. The hardest thing is getting medical updates from the doctor. So throughout the 417 days when she is in the hospital, she was diagnosed with a lot of things like eye disorder. And then there is also pulmonary hypertension, and also her heart issue, the stiffness of the heart. Because she's on 100% oxygen, it could also affect all the other parts of the body. Because she was intubated for 6 months, there is a tube going down from her throat, so she might not be able to talk. And also the ears, so she might not be able to hear. So these are what we battle through every day, praying to God that none of this will ever happen to her.
Although we go in and they'll tell us that, it's very likely this might happen, that might happen. But every time we look at Nini, she is showing us that, no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen unless God is with me. So that kind of encouraged us to move forward.
The feeling of having her at home, of course, is complete happiness. It's something that I can't even say because it's beyond words. But really, the anxiety of being a caregiver to her, I was wondering how would I cope with a cold blue at home.
This actually pulls in room air and delivers it as oxygen through this tube together. Alright, and then this one is actually the pulse oximeter. This actually tracks her oxygen saturation, her heart rate.
She is very sensitive. She can be very naughty, very angry, but the moment if let's say got ding 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 ding, then she will look at it. So she's been trained to look at her own vital setting in the hospital, so you see.
This is the emergency kit, right? Every time we go gai, we need to bring this. If we bring Mei go out, correct? This is the emergency resuscitator. So just now when Astra was talking about how we learn CPR and things like that, this is the thing that we would use in the event if there's any emergency that can help to deliver air if in case this is not working, etc., or if she Coke Blue or whatsoever lah. So this is the thing. Sometimes when we see other preemies in the hospital for a long period also, then she will go and buy balloons and buy things to just dress up their cots as well. And that is like, I know she loves kids so much really, and if this is happening to your own child, right, then I can totally feel her lah.
She was born less than 25 weeks and she weighed lesser than 800 grams.
Today, she's like her size right now, so a really long way. She's 8.5 kg, but she's quite tall. She's about 77 cm right now. Yeah. This is a situation that needs grace, and if my wife needs a little bit more grace during this period, then why not?